Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe McManus courtside. On court right now on the right side of the court is the young 25-year-old Irishman from Belfast, Northern Ireland, John Roberts. His opponent, the youngest player in the draw at 19 and a half years of age, Moustafa Nabil of Alexandria, Egypt. In the background, you will hear the voice of U.S. squash nationally certified referee Andrew Strasvogel, who will be calling the balls and strikes in this tournament. This is a matchup in the 2014 PST World Championship between our 3 and 6 seeds. Mr. Roberts won our Open Tournament qualifier to earn his spot in this weekend's event. Mr. Nabil won the Philadelphia Open, the Pyramid Open, and reached several tournament finals en route to earning his spot in this week's tournament. And the opening point of the match goes to Mr. Roberts. John jumps to a quick 2-love lead here. I think the referee called 1-all, but it really ought to be 2-love. John, a very tall man, about 6'2", teaching pro at the Harvard Club in Boston, Massachusetts. Played his college squash for Yale University. John actually famously won the deciding 5th match. I think young Mustafa's feeling a little bit of nerves here. A few unforced errors off of his racket. It's 4-love, John serving here. As I was saying, John was famous for winning the 5th and deciding match when his Yale Bulldogs took on the Trinity Bantams. Trinity had a 14-year, 252-match winning streak at the time. And the Yale men were the team that finally ended that streak, and John was the captain and deciding match winner that day. 2 years out of college right now. Splits his time. We're thrilled to have him on the Pro Squash Tour.
5-love.
He also spends a lot of time on the SDA Tour playing a lot of doubles action, as well as doing some of the teaching. He's an assistant pro at the Harvard Club in Boston. A little bit of a question mark on whether that pickup was good. Referee called it good. Mustafa accepts the decision. It's 6-love. And there's the first error of the game for John Roberts. It's 1 serving 6. Good length from John. Mustafa doesn't handle it well. The ball leaves in the center, and John puts it away. Once again, there's a question on a pickup. Referee calls the ball good. Mustafa accepts the decision. John's jumped out to a very quick 8-1 lead here in the opening game of this quarterfinal match. These two have never faced each other before. Mustafa's starting to settle in a little bit here. The young man may be feeling a little bit of nerves. And that's good length for Mustafa, 3-8. Again, some good length from Mustafa. John able to pick that ball up from the right side of the court. Moustafa Nabil serving to John Roberts. 4-8 in this opening game of our PST quarterfinals. We're streaming this week live from the Detroit Athletic Club in downtown Detroit, Michigan, nestled right between Ford Field and Comerica Park. This is our 3rd year running the tournament at the Detroit Athletic Club, and Athletic Director Rob Barr, squash pro Mick Joint, and the members of the Detroit Athletic Club have been wonderful hosts each and every one of these years. The ball skipped to the center. Moustafa appealing for the point. The decision from Andrew Strasvogel is to deny the appeal.
What's your decision? Point. Mr. Wilkins? Point. Decision overturned. It's 5-8.
So Moustafa challenges the call.
I said appeal denied and he gets a point.
So John's questioning right now what happened. I was just listening to hear what happened. The referee had initially given the point to John Roberts. Mr. Nabil challenged the call, and the challenge officials accepted his decision. Forgive me, the challenge officials thought the point should go to Nabil, so he gets it 5-8. A little bit of contact in the center, a traffic issue. John initially says please, but then says he doesn't want to ask for the point. It's 6-8. And the young Egyptian, who was showing a few unforced errors and some nerves early in this match, has now leveled it a little bit closer. 6-8. John taking his space. Moustafa moving around him. Moustafa actually was introduced to Pro Squash Tour by his older brother Mohammed, who spent several years competing in the tour, won our Boston Open a couple of years ago. John
9-6.
John taking that ball from the midcourt, working boast. Moustafa not able to catch up to it, 9-6. And my understanding is Mohammed is back in Alexandria, Egypt, working on his bachelor's degree. Moustafa sends him his best, I'm sure. And we're thrilled to have Moustafa competing on the tour right now. An unforced error from Moustafa gives John his first game ball. It's 10-6, game ball to Roberts.
Down. 11-6.
11-6, game to Roberts.
Feel
Roberts leads.
Players are back on
1-5.
court.
Love all.
Referee Andrew Strasvogel is calling them to order.
Stop. Quiet, please. Thank you. Love all. One love.
John Roberts won game 1, 11-6. Serves to open game 2. Game 1 was characterized by several unforced errors by the young Egyptian, Moustafa Nabil. Came back well towards the end of the game, but Roberts was able to finish it out. And John has jumped out to a 2-love lead here.
And out. 1-2.
That ball left in the center. Moustafa puts it deep to the left wall.
Down. 2-all.
John may have been thinking about the prior rally as he took that serve. We're knotted at 2 here in game 2. John read that drive early,
3-2.
sent it cross court, and now takes a 3-2 lead here in game 2. Ball kissing the left wall was too much for Moustafa as he tried to pick it off the wall, and the ball went sailing into the air, and he caught it, conceding the point.
5-2.
Moustafa patting the wall in frustration right now. I could hear him yelling to himself. I'm sure he's frustrated by some of the unforced errors. John playing well for sure, take nothing away from him, but several of his points have been from balls that Moustafa just did not manage. John is the Iceman on court, unflappable even in the greatest pressure moments.
6-2.
Moustafa appealing for the point. The referee's decision is appeal denied.
Replay the rally. 5-2 from the right.
Moustafa challenges the referee's decision. Both challenge officials disagree with the call, so the decision is to replay the rally. It's John Roberts serving 5-2. Trickle boast. Moustafa's on that. The long reach of John Roberts once again taking the ball early. The working boast, that's 6 serving 2. Moustafa working really hard to get the front position there. Once he earned it, he looked to shoot, and the ball clipped the tin again. You can see from his body language he's frustrated by himself right now.
3-7.
Quick error from John. It's Moustafa serving 3-7 here in game 2. That's the Moustafa we've seen at tournament stops across the country. Errant ball on the center of the court, and he slots it away.
5-7.
Moustafa Nabil serving 5-7 to John Roberts. Moustafa originally from Alexandria, Egypt. John Roberts from Belfast, Northern Ireland.
Down.
Tight to the wall from John.
And out.
Moustafa clipped the wall as he swung. It's now 8 serving 5. We saw it ground level there.
6-8.
That ball bouncing twice before John got to it. It's 6 serving 8 for the young Egyptian. As I'm looking at the front wall, thank you again to the Detroit Athletic Club and First American Title Insurance Company, our presenting sponsor, for bringing the Pro Squash Tour back to Detroit, Michigan. John getting to the ball well,
7-8.
but it was just beyond his reach. Moustafa catching up here in game 2. It's 7 serving 8. The young Egyptian looked a little bit anxious in early play here. He may be settling down now as he's caught up to the Irishman. 7-8.
And out. 9-7.
And just as I say that, as he approaches the long drop, it's an unforced error. 9-7, John Roberts looking to take game 2 in this quarterfinal match.
And out. 8-9.
8-9.
Down.
That ball doesn't reach the front wall, and we're knotted at 9 here in game 2. Nabil serving from the left box. A little bit of a traffic problem there.
Replay the rally. 9-all from the left.
Andrew Strasvogel ordering the rally to be replayed. It's Moustafa Nabil serving from the left box. 9-all. That ball taking a funny hop right below the racket of Moustafa Nabil. It's John Roberts with the first game ball here in game 2. 10-9. A little bit of traffic congestion.
I'd say appeal denied. Point to Nabil.
John Roberts appealing for the point. The referee's initial decision is to deny it. First challenge official says to replay the rally.
All right. 10-9. Replay. Challenge sustained.
Both challenge officials say that the rally should be replayed. The call is overturned. Mr. Roberts keeps his remaining challenges. It's 10-9, still game ball for John Roberts. John wins this, he'll take a 2-0 advantage in the match.
Point to Nabil.
That ball skipping out a little bit.
Point Nabil. Challenge.
John a little frustrated with some of the traffic congestion in the center of the court, but it's 10-10. Both challenge officials giving the point to Mr. Nabil, confirming the decision of Anders Strasvogel. So it's 10-all. In squash, games are played to 11 points, but you must win by 2. So the first player to get a 2-point advantage will win this game too. Very nice looking ball off the racket of John Roberts.
11-10.
He returns to a 1-point advantage, 11-10. And once again, it'll be game ball for John Roberts. Nabil taking a funny step there. Unforced error. Game to Roberts. He leads the match 2-0. Our thanks to the Downtown Detroit Partnership
Roberts leads 2-0.
for their support of this year's 2014 PST World Championship Tournament. On court right now, John Roberts and Moustafa Nabil. John just escaped game 2 with an extra points victory, 12-10. And he has a 2-0 advantage in this best-of-5 match. But the first point of game 3 goes to young Moustafa Nabil. John took that ball early.
2-love.
Clipped the tin. Moustafa now has a 2-love advantage early in game 3. 1 serving 2. Moustafa again shooting and again clipping the tin. 2 all.
You had room to hit the ball. Play left. Through all.
The referee ordering the rally to be replayed. Moustafa questioning the call. I'm not sure if Moustafa is challenging.
My decision of let. Are you appealing my decision of let? He's not appealing. I got it. 2 all.
A little bit of confusion, but Moustafa isn't challenging the call. John scooping that ball up. Nabil putting it to the front again to the front. Both players working hard in the right front corner. John finally putting the ball way in the back left.
3-2.
John gets his first advantage here in game 3. It's 3-2. If John wins this match, he'll advance to tomorrow night's semifinals. A little bit of traffic congestion again in the center of the court.
And out 3 all.
John doesn't appeal for the point, and it's 3-3. I could hear that ball clip the tin. John held his shot for just a moment. Maybe that threw him just a bit off balance as he actually swung. The ball fell to the tin.
Down.
Moustafa yelling at himself yet again.
And out. 4 all.
And I feel his pain. Again, the young Egyptian really has played quite well for PST throughout the season, won several of our tournaments, including the Pyramid Open, the Mamaroneck Open, and the Philadelphia Open. But
and out 5-4.
just as I say, Moustafa is frustrated himself. Now John's bursts out to himself. What's that? A few unforced errors from both young players.
Point to Nabil.
That ball skips out to the center of the court. Point to Nabil.
6-4.
And it's 6-4.
Gentlemen, Mr. Roberts in particular, please make more effort to get out of the way.
A little bit of a traffic issue.
6-4, we're playing the left. From the left.
Mr. Strasvogel warning both players to make a more sincere effort to clear a path for their opponent as he orders the rally to be replayed. That ball set up nicely for John, and he put that one away. 5-6.
6 all.
6 all. Again, a traffic.
Point to Roberts. Point to Roberts. Feel
Moustafa a little frustrated that the point was awarded to John Roberts. Mr. Nabil challenges the call. Doesn't get the challenge.
7-6.
All 3 officials agreed with the call. John Roberts now has a 7-6 advantage here in game 3.
Yes, I'll say let's replay that rally.
I think the best phrase is some traffic here. I think both players are doing the right thing. John was trying to clear his shot. Moustafa was ready to play the ball. I think he just misunderstood which way he was clearing. A lot of congestion for these players on this match. Well, that tight ball from Moustafa. Too much for John to handle, and now it's 7-7. Game 1 was 11-6 for Mr. Roberts. Game 2 went to extra points, was 12-10. Game 3 shaping up to be a close affair as well, as both players are tied here at 7-7. John reading that ball early. Moustafa turns at the back glass. I'm sure this rally will be replayed because Moustafa had lost sight of where John was. Pro Squash Tour, we don't replay many rallies, but this match has seen its fair share. I'll be looking forward to seeing the replay and how many as it happens.
Yes, left. He was not in your way of a shot the front wall. Peeling the yes, left. Replay.
Oh, yet another replay. That, I guess the question for John was, he thought Moustafa was in his way. The referee thought the ball was too high to play at the time he appealed. Certainly been a little bit of a choppy game here. Both players doing their level best to win it, of course. Moustafa wins that rally, takes an advantage late here in game 3, 8-7. John Roberts with a 2-0. 2 games advantage in games.
Point to Roberts.
Moustafa clearing out, bumps John. John appeals for the point.
Giving him a point. 8-all.
As Moustafa cleared into him, John appeals for the point. Referee gives the point to Mr. Roberts, and now it's 8-8.
Down.
That ball was too tight in the back left wall.
And out. 9-8.
9-8 again, a lead for the young Egyptian. That ball skips to the center. Moustafa appeals for the point.
Point to Nabil.
Referee gives him the point. It's 10-8.
10-8.
And Moustafa has his first game ball of the match. 10-8.
And out. 9-10. Game ball.
John was so calm as he hit that ball, but it was a brilliant shot. Dying in the front. Caught everybody off guard except for John. 9-10, still game ball to Moustafa.
Down.
Moustafa yells at himself again. John has leveled the game here at 10-10. Once again, we have our second tiebreaker of the match. It's 10-10. If John wins this game, he'll win the match and advance to tomorrow night's semifinals. Take on David Palmer. If Nabil wins this game, he'll force a 4th game in the match. I could hear that ball clip the tin. John is frustrated with himself on that as he says that was not necessary. I think he was looking to hit too fine a shot there. As the ball clips the tin, now game ball again to Moustafa Nabil. Moustafa sprawling to pick up that cross court off the racket of John.
And out. 11-all.
John saves game ball 11-all. Once again, John frustrated himself as that boast
12-11,
clips
game
the
ball.
tin, and once again, game ball for Moustafa Nabil. 12-11.
Down.
John, yet again, finding a winning shot when he is down game ball. It is 12-all. John extends to the front right corner, but that ball just beyond his reach, and Moustafa has yet another game ball. 13-12.
13-12, game ball.
After the extended rally, Moustafa taking a moment, clearing his head, now ready to serve from the left box. 13-12 with game ball. That ball skips out from the right corner.
Hand out, 13-all.
John was on it quickly. Appeals to the point. Mr. Referee Andrew Strasvogel gives it to him. And once again, we are knotted in extra points here in game 3, 13-13. Every point John has been able to level the game. Moustafa has found a winning shot to get game ball again, but he hasn't been able to close out the game. John looking at 13-all to get 2 points and win the match.
Hand out, 14-13, game ball.
I can hear John say to himself, unbelievable. Fascinating. That's the third boast that he's tried to hit. A shot certainly within his arsenal that has fallen short of the front wall. That ball clips the tin again, and Moustafa Nabil has his first game of the match. 15-13. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. Referee Andrew Strasvogel has called the players back to court. John Roberts on first, Moustafa Nabil second. John has a 2-1 advantage in this quarterfinal match. John won game 1 11-6.
Reminder that each player receives an additional challenge at the
John won game 2 12-10 in extra points.
2 challenges.
And Moustafa Nabil won game 3 15-13, also in extra points. The referee Andrew Strasvogel reminding the players that they each receive an additional challenge here in game 4. This is our 3rd year broadcasting the PST Championship Tournament to you from the Detroit Athletic Club in downtown Detroit.
And out, 1 left.
Ball off of Moustafa Nabil's racket, not reaching the front wall. And the first point of the game goes to John Roberts. Tournament action this week is being sponsored by our presenting sponsor, First American Title Insurance Company. 1-1 Moustafa serving. Boy, that ball is clinging to the side wall. Nice shot from Moustafa. It's 2-1. Much of the action in this match has been characterized by some traffic congestion in the center of the court. Both players frustrated with one another. That's often the case in a closely played match. Moustafa appealing for that point.
Yeah, I'll give you a letter on that. I didn't see a point. Replay, so
there's a split decision from the challenge officials.
2-1 supporting the referee's decision. Play left. 2-1 Nabil from the left.
Andrew Strasvogel asking for the rally to be replayed, saying that Moustafa had room to play. Moustafa challenges the call, and the decision is upheld. Pro Squash Tour, we don't replay many rallies, but this match has seen more than its fair share of replays. As I said, the match has been characterized by some traffic issues in the center of the court, as well as some unforced errors from both players. I've heard both players talk to themselves in frustration about the errors, but the majority of the play has been carried by John today, looking very strong. He is unflappable in his demeanor. If you were just looking at him, you might not know whether he was winning or losing a game. Very calm, cool, even-keeled. Serving here 4-2 with the advantage in game 4. That ball just beyond his reach. Moustafa serving hand out 3-4. If John wins this 4th game, he'll advance to tomorrow's semifinals. Moustafa looking to extend it to a deciding 5th game. That ball clinging to the wall deep beyond the reach of Moustafa.
And out, 5-3.
And it's John Roberts serving 5-3 here in game 4. That ball skipping out to the center.
And out, 4-5.
And Moustafa puts it just beyond the reach of John, so it's 4 serving 5 now. Moustafa jumped on that ball early, but his shot clipped the tin. 6 serving 4. John was extended a little bit early in this rally, but he's neutralized it. There's that good boast he was looking for late in game 3. There he puts it beyond Moustafa's reach. And it gives him a 7-4 advantage here in game 4.
No. 8-4.
Moustafa picked that ball up, but it was just beyond his reach. Didn't reach the front wall. It's 8 serving 4. John extending his lead a little bit here in game 4. A little bit of traffic issues again in the center of the court.
8-4.
Moustafa wiping his brow as the two collided in the center. It's 8 serving 4. Well, Moustafa took that ball out of the air, and it looked like he slotted it nicely into the right front nick. 5 serving 8 for the young Egyptian, hoping to draw a level here in game 4.
Down.
Once again, that nice boast from John was missing from his arsenal
9-5.
in game 3. He seemed to have found it nicely in game 4. 9-5. John Roberts 2 points away from advancing to tomorrow night's semifinals. Moustafa holds the ball.
6-9.
John bites, and Moustafa drives the ball down the left side wall. 6 serving 9. There it is. John cuts the ball off, and it's 4 game balls, 4 match balls.
10-6. Match ball.
John Roberts serving 10-6 here in game 4. An error from Moustafa gives the match to John Roberts.
Wins the match 3 games to 1, 11-6, 12-10, 13-15, 11-6. Thank you, gentlemen.
John, congratulations. Moustafa, this match was characterized by some unforced errors. You look frustrated with yourself throughout the match.
Somehow I'm so tired, and I don't know how. I was trying to let him do all the work, but he got every shot. He was good tonight. Somehow I look tired, I don't know why, but congratulations to him. He played very good.
You make your home in Egypt. Alexandria is your home. You came to the United States to play Pro Squash Tour. Many young Egyptians play squash. What has your experience been in the United States as you travel the country?
It's very good to play here in United States PST, and I hope to play next season with you because I enjoyed very good. I enjoyed plays PST and enjoyed playing with him. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, the young Egyptian Moustafa Nabil. Well played. John, congratulations. First of all, congratulations on the victory.
Thank you.
It seemed like you were both finding each other's body. There was some traffic issues on court throughout the match.
Yeah, there was a little bit of traffic. I guess a lot of it was played on the backhand side. His forehand was pretty strong, so I wanted to keep it away from there. And I guess that's the nature of it when you're playing a lot on that side.
Fans here may not know, but in squash circles, you're very famous because when you were playing for Yale as the captain and #1 player there, you were the 5th and deciding match that helped end the 14-year Trinity College Bantams winning streak. Now that you're a teaching pro and playing on the Pro Tour as well as the SDA Tour, have you noticed a difference between the collegiate game and the pro game?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, in college, there's a lot. The rallies are extremely long. Part of it because you're playing for your teammates as well, which is a little bit unique in squash. I guess it makes for quite long rallies. Both players are afraid to go short, so you can have some very long matches. Whereas definitely with the pro matches, I think it's a lower tin as well, right? So a lot more shots are played and shorter rallies, but I guess that suits my game a little bit more as well, I guess.
Speaking of your game, as I'm looking up at you, I'm noticing how tall you are. David's going to be on court tomorrow at 6'3". You're at least 6'3". What are you going to do when you play a very tall opponent? How does that affect your strategy?
I'm not actually too sure. I think I'm going to try and keep it pretty tight, but hopefully avoid some traffic, but definitely looking forward to it.
Congratulations on a great match today.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Belfast, Northern Ireland, John Roberts. In just a moment, we'll be back with our fourth and final quarterfinal match of the day between Robbie Temple of England and Wade Johnstone from Perth, Australia. For those of you watching at ProSquashTV.com at home, we're broadcasting to you live from the Detroit Athletic Club in downtown Detroit, Michigan. We'll be back in just a couple moments. Thank you.